So some challenges that come up when you're working with the grid method is it's a lot of work up front. You have to, basically plan and have all of your copies and your whole unit ready on day one. But then after you get started, there's always kids that need a little bit more encouragement to kind of keep up with the rest of the class. And there's always those kids that work really, really fast through their work, and then there's some kids that work really slow. So you kind of have to manage that. And then there's always do you test them at the end when time's up, but they're not done with the lesson? So you got to kind of time manage that way.
And what challenges have you had with the grid method?
The first couple grids I had created got pretty boring to me, and it got boring for the kids, I think, because it seemed like that's all we were doing. So I started to change things up, and I incorporated a lot more off the grid activities, and I created this calendar alongside the grid where I pulled things from the lesson, like labs and different things that I wanted to do with the kids as a whole, even review activities, anything that we could do as a large group that kind of gave them a break and gave me a break and gave us a little bit more whole class instruction. The other thing I kind of am struggling with really is the buy-in. Some of the kids don't buy in immediately. It's taken a couple grids to kind of get them to own their own work, which they're so used to us kind of handing it to them, like feeding them the information. So this is kind of forcing them to do that. I had to create some incentives for them, like homework passes, stuff like that, when they would finish a level, and that's kind of gotten them to understand the challenges and what they need to have done, especially for that level 3 tests and everything.
Great, thanks.
No, not really, but it's like if you do have a question about it, you can go up to the teacher personally, and yeah.
And you like that? Yeah. Any challenges you can think of?
Something I didn't really love about the grid method was when you had to wait for someone else to be on the same level as you so you can work as a partner with them instead of just continuing with your work.
Okay.
Kind of along with what she said, there's doing partner work, it's kind of harder because someone has to be on the same level as you, and that's kind of hard to set up. And whenever you're trying to ask questions with the teacher, sometimes there will already be many people with their hands up, so it takes a while.